For the departmental committee,
reports that members of parliament have been clamoring for higher pay, allowances and other benefits have been received with outrage. The uproar triggered by a report on the Parliamentary Service Bill 2018, a report by the National Assembly's Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs. Lawmakers argue that the Salaries and Remuneration Commission encroached on the constitutional mandate of the Parliamentary Service Commission to cripple operations of the 12th Parliament. In minutes of that report captured mid-November, the committee chairperson William Cheptumo said, and I quote, "Whereas members were concerned that the bill did not make any provision on their welfare, the clerk of the National Assembly informed the committee that there was a pending court case relating to the subject and that it would be prudent for the provision to be made depending on the outcome of the court case." End of quote. Cheptumo said that the clerk proposed to members the establishment of a tribunal to be making recommendations on members' welfare as opposed to the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, SRC. In the minutes, Cheptumo continues, and I quote, "The committee resolved that the chairperson should consult the House leadership on whether or not to delay the tabling of the report pending further proposed amendments based on the outcome of the court case." End of quote. The report was tabled and debated by members Tuesday. Members were expected to take a vote on Thursday before going on a long Christmas recess, but that was not to be. The item was not included on the order paper. This means the bill will be given priority February next year, when the next session of the 12th Parliament begins.
You'll never hear people discussing what a cabinet secretary earns, the number of vehicles they use, the number of staff they have.
I think it is high time we tabulate the salaries and allowances of all state officers in this country and make it public, so that the debate can start there.
Let us discuss what a judge earns, what a minister earns, what a PS earns, but the Speaker and their allowances.
Away from the floor of the House, the bill is already generating political heat, with President Uhuru Kenyatta vowing not to sign it.
Mimi vile nimesikia wananchi wanasema wamechoka na hii mambo ya viongozi kujiongeza mshahara. Yeah.
This bill has a constitutional timeline. There is no way we can have a commission led by our Speaker with no law to operate.
In July 2017, the SRC gazetted lower salaries for top government officials, including the President and members of Parliament. The changes were to be effected in September 2017 and save the taxpayer 8.5 billion shillings a year. In the Gazette notice, the SRC abolished a 5 million shillings car grant given to every MP and capped sitting allowances for committee sittings to 16 per month, and also removed reimbursable mileage allowance. MP's basic monthly salary was reduced from 710,000 shillings to 621,250 shillings per month. On December 14, 2017, the High Court suspended implementation of the Gazette notice, which slashed MP salaries and allowances until the case filed by the Parliamentary Service Commission was heard and determined. The case is still pending. The lawmakers then took advantage of the court order and quickly moved to fill car grant application forms. Members are entitled to a 7 million shillings car loan in addition to 20 million shillings mortgage. They also enjoy a 10 million shillings medical cover for children and spouses. MPs have now moved to ring fence and protect their benefits that were at risk of being clawed back by the SRC.
There are some provisions in the committee report that has observed how members of parliament need to address their issues concerning welfare. But that committee report can only find its way into the bill through amendment.
Indeed, the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee will introduce new clauses in the Parliamentary Service Bill 2018. Some of the benefits to be entrenched in law include medical cover, official transport or, in the absence, transport or mileage allowance, suitable housing accommodation for speakers and leaders of majority and minority parties in both houses, or, in the absence, the House's leadership be paid housing allowance. Members also want suitable housing accommodation for every MP, failing which they be given housing allowance. Other benefits to be ring-fenced are mortgage, car grants and car loans, domestic and international travel allowances. The services and facilities shall be provided in such a manner and in such rates as the Commission may determine from time to time, taking into account the rate applicable for other state and public officers.
A car grant is a right of a member of Parliament. We have been getting it from the 10th Parliament.
Mortgage is a loan. I can take it, I cannot take it.
MPs also want to be entitled to diplomatic passports together with their spouses. MPs expressed concern that they had been conspicuously omitted from the list of more than 23 state officers and their spouses entitled to diplomatic passports.
Do you all agree to support this bill and make sure it passes? Say aye. What are you doing now, Honorable Angwenyi?
The other contentious issue in the bill is the position of the clerk of the Senate in the commission. Members are split on whether the bill should be taken to the Senate for concurrence. Would sibling rivalry scuttle the process? Watch this space. Patrick Amimo, KTN News.